If you have no confidence in yourself, then you are twice defeated in the race of life. Now, these powerful words from Marcus Garvey, they remind us of something fundamental about human achievement. Friend, to win in life, it requires confidence. And confidence is something that we're all born with. So we must ask ourselves, what does winning mean? How do we define it? Is it represented by the outside tangible things that we can see, money, cars, clothes, vacations, etc.? Insert whatever that looks like to you. Or is it a matter of internal fulfillment and satisfaction? Is it through unforgettable experiences, through long-lasting and loving relationships, personal connections? And nothing's wrong with either. You can have both. You can actually have your cake and eat it too. To live the life of your dreams is going to take an unshakable confidence in yourself to achieve that. Now, I don't believe you came here to learn how to be defeated. I don't believe you came here to learn how to be conquered. I don't even think you even like losing. And you're in the right place. You're at this Business Ascension Summit to learn how to win and understand that this space was designed just for you. This is a space of big dreamers, of leaders, and achievers. This is a room full of winners, just like you. So to win in life and in business, it requires confidence. And confidence is something that we're all born with. You might ask yourself, Alex, why are you repeating that? I just heard that. Because repetition is the mother of learning. And as we get older, as we get more experience, as we get more conditioned, we actually get programmed repeatedly to become less confident. I look at confidence like a bubble. And over time, through these experiences, through conversations, that bubble starts to shrink. As our confidence bubble shrinks, we fail to speak up. We fail to stand out. We leave ourselves unseen, unheard, unknown. Friend, we're here to build a bigger bubble today. We're here to amplify our voice and our impact and our influence. We're here to rebuild our unshakable confidence starting today. I spent the past 5 years working with leaders of color to help them do just that, to build unshakable confidence. When I work with these leaders from different industries, we start with the foundation. We start with the truth. And the truth of the matter is, there's nothing wrong with you. Now, you may not believe me when I say this, but I want you to know that your story matters and your voice matters. And now I'm going to share some slides, share some information that will eventually lead to a transformation. So this is what we're here to do today. We're here to speak up, stand out, build unshakable confidence to amplify your impact and influence. My name is Alex Dumas, and I'm so thrilled to be here with you today. So let's get this party started. So I want you to know that today is going to be interactive. It's not a monologue, but this is a dialogue. When I speak at associations, when I'm on stage at different conferences, my audience, they pair up. We get into it. We pair up with one another and we workshop these different exercises. So to get the most of this experience, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to invite you to this possibility of acting as if you were in the room with me physically, just a few feet away. I'm on the stage, you're seated at your table or your seat, and you're engaged with me. I challenge you to bring that level of presence to this summit. So here are three questions as we start this off, because whenever I'm on the stage, we say, it's game time. So we're going to start off with some simple questions. If you were here with a partner, you and that partner would go back and forth. But I invite you to grab a pen and paper, jot this down, and your paper is going to be your partner to this. So a simple question, what's your name? Hopefully that should be very easy to answer. Where are you from? Meaning, where did you grow up? What state was it? What was something memorable about your childhood? What was something memorable about your hometown? Should be very easy to share. And last question, what are you known for? And that can be in a personal setting or professional. But what I'm looking for is, what are you known for? What can people count on you for? What do people expect of you, and what can they rely on you to do and to be? So you're going to take a couple minutes, answer those questions, and we'll come back. All right, we're back. Did you do it? Did you put in the work? I'm going to trust you. This is Scout's honor. Okay. Now I want you to look at this. Was it easy for you to share your name? Hopefully that's pretty straightforward. Was it easy for you to share where you're from and where you grew up? Hopefully that was easy too. Did you find it maybe a little bit unsettling or uneasy to share what you're known for? Was that a little bit challenging? Did you feel maybe a little less confident in that answer? And if you did, there's nothing wrong. That's pretty standard. I find it interesting that we can share our names, our locations, our backgrounds, but when it comes to sharing our gifts, our talents, our abilities, what we're known for, we start to shrink a little bit. We start to hide. We can confidently share all these basic facts, but articulating our value, we hesitate, we get uncomfortable. So that's what it looks like when that confidence bubble I talked about, when it starts to shrink. Today, we're here to build a bigger bubble because we're not here to fail. We're not here to lose. We're here to win. And when we win, we speak up and we stand out. We make sure that people can see us, they can hear us, that they know us. So I want you to say it with me. We're going to build a bigger bubble today. So say when we build, all right, bigger bubble. So there's an old expression that goes, a picture is worth, that's right, 1,000 words. So help me out. What would happen if you repeated one word over 1,000 times? What word would you choose? What we're going to do today is paint a new picture of how we see ourselves. I'm going to take you back to 1989. This year is where my parents moved our family from Brooklyn to Long Island, to the good old suburbs. And as the youngest of four, the word I chose to repeat to myself was invisible. My family, my friends, my classmates, my teammates, they didn't know that about me. And no one could see the real me. But that word invisible, that's the word that I chose for myself. And this feeling filtered into every conversation, every interaction, every relationship, every connection with family, with friends, with people in my neighborhood, my classmates, my teammates. There was always this sense that I didn't quite fit into, that didn't quite belong, that I just wasn't meant to be here. And that leaves you feeling unstable, wobbly, unsure, indecisive. How should I act here? How should I be there? What should I do there? Can I fit in here? Will this group accept me? But on the outside, everything looked fine. If you had seen me back then, you would have thought, wow, he's funny, he's witty, he's like the second coming of Denzel Washington. Now, that's all mostly true. I was athletic, I was popular, I was the class clown. But what people didn't see, and like I said, not because of their own fault, but it was because I was a master of disguise. They would have seen somebody who had this belief that he was inadequate. You would have seen somebody who was insecure. You would have seen somebody who believed he was invisible. And what I'm going to share with you today is exactly how I designed that disguise. So let me take you back. Here I am, 1989. No, this is a joke. That's Denzel Washington. He won Best Supporting Actor in that year. But this is me. This is 1989, first grade, 6-year-old Alex. And I'm going to take you back to where that moment happened, a pivotal moment as a 6-year-old, where I came across this family photo in my house. Now, I'd seen this family photo for years, for hundreds of times, right? And it was just a normal, regular, ordinary day. But I asked you this question. Do you remember how many children my parents had? Now, if your answer was four, you'd be correct. So come back with me, 6-year-old Alex, sees dad, mom, rest her soul, my older sister, my older brothers. I'm the youngest of four. I like to say that you save the best for last. But how many kids are here? One, two, three. There's three kids, four kids, three, four, three, four. Something about the math wasn't mathing. And as soon as I really understood, I saw it, right? I kind of looked behind the frame. I tried to see around my brother's big head if I was in my mom's belly, see if maybe I fell off the picture, but I held it there. I stared and I realized that I'm not here. I'm not here in this photo. I don't exist. I don't belong anywhere. And you might think to yourself, well, wouldn't it have been easier to just ask my family to take a new family photo? Yeah, that would have saved me a lot of trouble. It would have saved me a lot of heartache and heartbreak. But I made up my mind in that moment, in that split second, that my voice didn't matter, that my story didn't matter, that I wasn't important enough to ask for things that I wanted. I wanted us to take a new family forward. I wanted to be included. But inside of me, something inside said, don't do that. That's dangerous. That's scary. It's clear that you're meant to be ignored. It's clear that you're not meant to be here. So what happens when your confidence starts to shrink, when that bubble starts to close in? You start to hide. And as I hid, I started collecting evidence. I started looking for all the clues to support this theory, this premise of not belonging, of being invisible, of not existing. And I found it. When you go looking for it, you will find. I found it in different interactions with my family. I found it in schools. I was in predominantly white schools, one of the few faces of color in the room. So although I was popular, I had friends, there was always this gap of not connecting fully. In my neighborhood, a lot of my friends went to public school, so they wore Timberlands, they wore jeans, they wore Jordans. I'm in a penny loafer and blazers. They kind of make fun of me, they tease me a bit. I would laugh it off, but deep down, I wasn't accepted there. So who was I? Where was I? I was on the inside, but also on the outside. I was the outcast. And as I grew, and as these thoughts and feelings festered, by the time I was 16, I was withdrawn from everything, from everybody in my life. Connections, outcasted my friends. I cut them off. I started using drugs. I started to steal. I started to commit different crimes so that I could fill this void inside. And I was in a space where I just didn't want to live anymore. I asked you, have you ever felt like you never, I asked you this, have you ever felt like you didn't belong? Like nobody gets you, nobody understands you, nobody sees you? I'm not here. I don't exist. I don't belong anywhere. These were the thoughts over and over. And everywhere I went, that's where I was coming from. But we fast forward a few years, December 2005, where everything changed once again. Now, on paper, I was doing great. I was set to graduate college in the spring. I had just started working my real first full-time job. I had a car, had a little money. I'm doing okay for myself. But remember, I'm the type that is consumed in a costume. So I'm still using drugs. I'm addicted to porn, addicted to alcohol. I'm hanging around with friends every weekend. We're getting high, we're getting drunk, we're talking big, but we're never taking real action. And then we rinse and repeat. I hate myself for a few days, swear I'm never going to do that again. But I come back because that's all I know. That's all I think that I'm worth. I think that's all that I have to offer in the world. So 2005, December, I'm looking around the internet and trying to find girls around to interact with because I have no confidence to even really approach a young lady face to face. But I happen to come across this profile on this thing called MySpace. So yes, I'm gonna age myself, right? This is where dinosaurs play. MySpace. I find this young lady, send her a quick message. She responds back, and we start this friendship. And then by January 2006, we become a couple, and we haven't looked back since. And my wife, Sarah, right? That, no spoiler alert. She married. We got married. We have two kids. But she's one of the first people who was able to help wake me up. She believed in me. She allowed me to borrow her belief in me until I believed in myself. And my confidence grew as a result of that. I saw opportunities. I saw something and started to take action toward that. She helped me become an entrepreneur. She helped me see that maybe I could coach people, that I could speak from the stage. All of this obviously are years later, but I say this to share that one person can change your whole life. It just takes one person to be the catalyst, one person to see something in you that you can't see, to help you grow, to help you expand, to build a bigger bubble. So I want to share with you just some quick insights into what lack of confidence brings. Because I experienced all these, and you may have somebody you know or somebody that you love is going through the same thing. So there's the emotional toll, the anxiety, right? The constant worry. Maybe there's depression, whether you are clinically diagnosed or just having those symptoms, this pressure to be perfect and the indecision that comes with it. Like I mentioned, should you do this? Should I do that? Who am I? There are the physical tolls that come with it, right? The stress, the pressure, the insomnia, your immune system just being weakened, right? Just feeling sickly, feeling like you don't have energy, feeling drained, even your own body language. Can't shake a hand with somebody, right? It's like a dead fish. There's no strength, there's no anchor behind what you're doing and who you say you are. Then we look at the financial impact, missing opportunities, working in lower level fields of work, right? Low level jobs because you're scared to go for that promotion, disengage with work, making poor decisions financially, of course. And then last but not least, the social impact, the fear of rejection, the isolation from other people, hiding. Does that sound familiar? Shrinking, staying in toxic relationships or toxic work environments, having a lack of boundaries, if you even have any at all. For so long, I was a doormat. Whatever happens, just happens. As the wind blows, as people say, I go, I just do what they say because I have no backbone for myself. So now the question is, how do we build unshakable confidence? Well, I'll tell you the first step for me. It looked like this. It looked like building up my own self-worth and answering these critical questions of who am I? What is the value that I bring? Not the version that you want people to like about you, that you want people to accept about you and validate, but who are you at your core? What's your value? What do you contribute to the world? What difference do you make? So you know what time it is, right? It's game time. So with your piece of paper as your partner, you're going to answer this question. What personal or professional accomplishment are you most proud of? I'm going to take a couple minutes and I'm going to come right back. All right, we're back. Did you do it? I'm trusting you. Scout's honor, remember? So we looked at our work. We found these accomplishments that we're proud of, these things that we did that we can anchor to, that we can look at as real evidence, as real proof of, yeah, I did this. I'm the one who can make that happen. And I want to share with you an accomplishment that I'm really proud of. Let me take you back to November 2021. I'm struggling as a coach in the sense of I'm having clients, I'm having some success, but not real consistency. And I just signed up for a 6-month group coaching cohort with 3 other coaches. So the 4 of us are going to be in this group program together. Now, this is the largest investment that I've made in myself and my own development at the time. And it's November, and we're set to start this work, this cohort in January 2022. Not a lot of time. And I'm getting nervous because I'm trying some different things out. They're not really working. I'm trying some different programs, trying to make some sales, but all the energy is really pishy, really needy. You ever felt like that before? So the time is winding down, right? The clock is ticking. And one of the members approaches me and they come up with this idea. Why don't we host a 1-day event and use the proceeds to pay this coach? And it made sense, right? The light bulbs went off like, host an event, generate some money, speak, and pay off this coach. I'm all in. The other 2 coaches were in, and a week later, after that conversation, we start selling tickets, and we're doing great, right? Off the bat, 20 or so tickets, people going crazy. We're getting people enrolled into this, but obviously that momentum dies down, and we have this commitment of putting 200 people in a room in order to secure this keynote speaker. That keynote speaker challenged us to put 200 people in a room. He said if there's 199 or less, he's not going to be on our stage. Okay, no pressure, right? So time is moving. We're starting to see numbers dwindle down. Went from 20 into like 10, into like 5, then 1, and 0, and 0, and 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 0. But yeah, think about this. Tick, 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 tick. We've got Thanksgiving. We've got Christmas. We got New Year's. So these holidays sometimes can become hollow months. And I'm starting to freak out a little bit. I'm sweating. I'm nervous. I'm checking the registration numbers. I'm pushing. I'm trying to make it happen. And then our coach finds out about this. He gets wind of what we're up to, and he pulls us aside and he creates this new possibility. He says, I want you to raise the same amount of money, but instead of paying me, you're going to donate it to charity. We're going to raise the money. We're going to pay different organizations. I'm not going to pay you. Yeah, yeah. I don't want you to pay me. Wait, wait, wait. You have a wife. You got young children. We're not talking about like money under the mattress, right? We're not talking about lunch money. We're talking about substantial money. Like, are you sure about this? Yes. This is what you're going to do. And I share that with you because the pressure, the weight of this moment, this magnitude of it lifted off of me and the rest of us. And those conversations started to get different as we were enrolling people into this event. It went from, please, can you help me more forward, sir? Just please give me a handout, to speaking powerfully, to telling the story of these different organizations, to telling the story of their purpose and why we were so committed to doing this and what's going to be involved, not selling the event, but selling the impact of what this event is going to do for somebody else. So I'm going to share my screen. I want you to see this is the real deal. So I want you to see that this is the real deal right here. This is me in November trying to figure it out. Not looking very positive, now looking very optimistic. And as we were telling the story of these organizations, as we're trying to get people to share Facebook posts and share messages and tell people what we're up to, we get to this date, January 23rd, 2022, Phoenix, Arizona. Now, fortunately, I can tell you that we did not put 200 people in a room. In fact, we put almost 300 people in the room. Spoiler, got you. That's me on the stage, emceeing and speaking. And as soon as I touched that microphone, the lights were on, the suit, people are cheering, they're screaming, people are crying. I knew that I was meant to do this. I knew that I was home. Now I share all of that not to impress you and do all that, but I really want to express to you what happens when you get clear on your intentions. So we talk about building unshakable confidence, right? We talk about amplifying our impact and influence. We have to look at our intention. We have to look at why we're doing what we do. The purpose initially was just to pay off this coach. Nothing wrong with that. Very admirable. But was there another level? Was there something deeper? And I couldn't see it in the moment because my own scarcity thinking was consumed with how do we pay this coach? How do we get this thing done versus why are we doing it? And once that shifted, that became a lot easier and that became a lot more purposeful. And then that commitment level raised. What we're committed to doing is supporting these organizations. What we're committed to doing is making a difference. And it made so much of a difference that several other entrepreneurs over the past few years have run with this idea of this experience, this event, and created their own. There's been two of these in the UK. There's been one in India. There's been several in Arizona subsequent from that. Hundreds of thousands of dollars have been raised for different organizations and purposes, all because of one decision. So one person could change your life, and one decision can change your life. So I ask you, how intense are you about your intentions? What are you committed to doing? What is the real purpose? What is the real driver? Why are you starting your business? What are the non-negotiables? What is bigger than yourself? What is bigger than you? Is it for something just to simply help you out? Because if it's that, then it can only get you so far. But if it's something bigger than you, then miracles can happen. So you know what time it is, right? Let me hear it. It's game time. So let's get into these questions here. What is your crusade? And what is the bubble you're building, right? Why should people care? What's that secret dream of yours, that one you're scared, maybe even embarrassed to speak out loud? What's that thing in your heart that if you don't do it, no one else will? Take a couple minutes. We'll come right back. All right. Did you write down your answers? Do you see the power of your crusade? Do you see the power of enrolling people into your powerful intention? Commitment rocks the world. And when you're committed to what you're doing and you have a foundation of knowing who you are, there's really nothing that can stop you, except one thing, you trying to do it all by yourself. Now, these common themes of my life that I share with you, my story, when I was isolated, when I was trying to do this individually by myself, I struggled. But with my wife, with these other coaches and other experiences I'm going to share in a moment, I've been able to do incredible things. So check out this slide right here. So the last piece I want to share with you is about expanding your network. In 2024, I was invited to become a co-author for an anthology book called A Journey of Riches, The Power of Self-Discovery. Myself and 10 other authors shared our stories, and I became an international bestseller. Now, could I have written a best-selling book of my own? Possibly. But was it easier with other people's stories and their expertise? You betcha, right? And this is what happens when you start to enhance your work, when you start to get clear on an intention and a focus. You start to magnetize and attract people to you who want to help you and who want to support that want to be part of a winning team. In 2020, I was looking for a community of other like-minded coaches, specifically coaches of color, because I couldn't find them. I was looking at different events and different opportunities, but there was always maybe one or two, never a full compilation, a full mesh of different and diverse voices. And then later in 2020, I found that group. I found the BIPOC Coach Collective. And currently, I'm the vice president of this organization where we've been able to make a global impact working with coaches of color around the world, coaches of the global majority, to help them grow their businesses, to elevate their voices in the coaching profession, to advance professionally. Right? So you see this best-selling author, global movement leader. I've been able to impact thousands from the stage, thousands more from my daily podcast, Love, Serve, Care. Right? So you see me here, keynote speaker, professional speaker, leadership expert. All these titles are great, and I welcome them. They're what I created. They are me. But I want to share with you the title that means the most to me, the thing that is at the core, the thing that is my intention, the thing that lets me know that I am a winner. That's my family right there. My wife, Sarah, our two kiddos from a couple of years ago. They're bigger now. But this is what happens when you grow, when you expand, when you build a bigger bubble, when you go beyond yourself and you can see true vision. You can see something so clear and you manifest and you create that for yourself. So the last piece of how we can build unshakable confidence is our network. And I ask you, who's in your inner circle? Who can help you? Who's in your orbit? What resources are available to you? Because your current way of thinking, there's nothing wrong with it. But what got you here is not going to get you to the next place, to the next level of what you're trying to achieve. And we're not here to be defeated, remember? If we don't have confidence in ourselves, then we're twice defeated, outside and inside. Winning is an inner game as well as an outer game. I want to open you up to the idea that other people can help you, that other people can serve you. There's other resources beyond just your own way of thinking that can get things done. Who are the people that are speaking your name when you're not in that room? Who are the other people that are championing you when you're not around? In the words of late Raiders owner Al Davis, just win, baby. Because at the end of the day, isn't that what we want to do? We want to win. I'll let you know this. Everybody can win, including you. So this is the last one. Promise. It's game time. I'm going to ask you this question. Who are you on the field with? And this is your time to take personal inventory. So spend these next couple of minutes, list 3 to 5 people that you spend the most time with, and think about the ways that they uplift you. Are they people that you're rising with? Are they people that you're growing with? Are those people inspiring you? Are they nurturing you? Are they challenging you? Are you spending your time with the ducks, folks that just never quite get off the ground? Or are you soaring with eagles, the folks who want to change the world, the folks that want to make a massive impact? Who are you on the field with? So let's take a moment to answer that right now. All right, did you answer those questions? Did you find your 3 to 5? Did you find that team? Did you find your network? So I'm sharing my screen so we can wrap this up, so we can look at how we can build unshakable confidence. And we saw these 3 areas. If you didn't catch it by now, W.I.N, your worth, your intention, your network, your self-worth, knowing within yourself that you're worthy, that you have value to add, that you can make a difference. Your intention. This is the glue that holds everything together. This is the mortar right here. Your bigger purpose, that purpose beyond yourself, thinking multi-generational, thinking globally. Your network, because you can't do it all by yourself. You might be good, but you're not that good. Okay? You can do anything, but you don't need to do everything. Who are the people you want to win with? Who are the people you want to celebrate with? Who are the people that you're leading and that can lead you? Aren't we all here to build a bigger bubble? Well, you say with me, we're here to build a bigger bubble. So I mentioned this international best-selling book, right? And today, I'd love to gift you an audio chapter from The Journey of Riches, The Power of Self-Discovery. So you'll see this QR code on the screen, and you're going to type in this code, SPEAK. My chapter is called Everybody Wins, including me, Expanding Global Influence Through Communication. Now, this chapter goes a bit more in depth about my journey as well as my philosophy for building a thriving business. And this audio chapter also contains some additional comments. Half of it is the audio chapter, half of it is a podcast where I'm expanding and giving some additional commentary and context, because it's hard to boil your life down into 5,000 words. So use that code SPEAK. And I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love to see your insights. What did you get from this conversation today? What things can you use and apply right away that can help you win? What are the things that you're going to use to help you speak up and stand out and amplify your impact and your influence? Did you see a new possibility for how you can win? So all that said and done, I want to thank you. This is a code for my link tree where you can connect with me, my podcast, and all these different things. And you also see my handles here, right? SpeakerAlexDumas.com, my LinkedIn, my email address. If you want to reach out to me directly, any insights, any feedback, any gratitude you want to share, I'm here for all of it. And I want you to know that your story matters and your voice matters. And I thank you for making a difference in the world. I thank you for enhancing and upgrading how you see yourself and how you see the world. So last but not least, it's time for you to speak up and stand out. My name is Alex Dumas. Thank you. God bless. Stay blessed.